Uh,
Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better by Square podcast. I'm your host, Louis Means, and I'm here with Mike with the mic.
what is up? What is up?
This is week two, right? Was last week the first week? This is week two of quarantine in NYC.
Yep.
Um, so please be advised, we still have having some technical issues outside of the podcasting studios, if you
Yes.
will.
Just everything is running. Everything is living. But yeah, it's been a crazy bunch of days and a lot of shit. Like one thing you see out of a lot of things in this world is just the greed of fucking people, and it's terrible.
Hmm.
It's just disgusting.
I mean, at least now you can expose them.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that with a question mark because
Yeah.
as more and more cases of people, uh, not even with the virus, people trying to super shop
Yeah.
and buy up all the supplies for themselves and hoard and possibly sell. More people are now calling them out.
It's in the
This,
game.
this is a bad thing. This is a bad thing all around because if you do that, there are people crazy enough to go after these people. That's the
Yeah.
bad. This is the world we live in. This is infinite possibilities, my friend.
Yeah.
And if you put somebody's face and show them doing something messed up like that, they are probably in danger now.
Yep.
So it's like this is just turning into what is it? The law of not the law of the jungle, because that doesn't exist in the jungle. There is no you can't buy tissue in the jungle.
Yeah, and I think they have at least respect for one another. Like, you don't cross the line because he will eat you. Okay, I respect that.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're a Komodo dragon, you just eat everything.
Yeah,
You just chilling in the
but
jungle.
it's terrible seeing just how everything, even the fucking stores and everything like that too. Like fucking the whole shit with GameStop and their stupid ass. Yeah, I hope after they don't survive this. I really don't.
So go ahead and I guess you could talk about the details involving the GameStop.
All right, so there's a guy, YouTube person I follow called Camelot 331. He is pretty much a former GameStop employee, but he also kind of dabbles in everyone else. Like if you send him stuff that a store is terrible, he will post your words and everything you need to, like, so people know not to go there, kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
he's been doing it for quite some time, and a lot of his probably most popular videos is about GameStop. And
Yeah.
he has a person inside, he has a lot of things, he gets a lot of like value information about GameStop and how shady their business is. And I've been saying this for when I worked there, it was fucking shady, and that was about a good 9 years ago.
Okay.
So even then it was bad. So now it's just like everything is getting like really shown. And especially after that conference call that he put on his last video,
Mm-hmm.
that exposed them a lot. I mean, to a point that GameStop is going after him on YouTube about the information that it was like you cannot do anything. It was a recorded conversation. You recorded their conversation, so he recorded your conversation. Simple as that. It's a double standard kind of thing. So, like,
Oh
say for instance,
man.
when they do conference calls, they record it.
Yes.
So you could record it too, because they're recording.
Ah. Okay.
So
Okay.
it's it's fucking it. Honestly, I don't think GameStop as a company
Mm-hmm.
deserve to be still existing after what they're doing to their workers and how they're kind of telling them you have to go without telling them you have to go. Like the two managers that were on that conference call, I swear to God, if they were in person, I'll punch them right in the mouth. Like they were just so fucking
Yeah, I
they were
know.
and they were like, oh, we're working harder than you, we're working longer hours than you. My ass, your ass is fucking in your couch, just
Yeah.
bullshitting on a fucking conference call.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're
Exactly.
doing while I'm going outside of my comfort zone, going in subways with mystery shits and fucking random homeless dudes that I feel like honestly I feel like when you're going to work now, it's like Streets of Rage.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it could
Dun,
get that
dun.
way. I hope it doesn't, but I was telling you this morning, there was just some raggy people
Yeah,
just about on the subways, and it's how it is nowadays. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
So
put that on top of everything else, and that's what they're putting their employees through.
yeah, and then
That's
I work with
not good.
MTA, so I have to be there. Like I'm an essential worker, so I'm there. I'm like going there tonight. I was off the last 2 days, but I'm there tonight. I'd
Hmm.
rather not be there, but I'm there tonight. Um, but hopefully we start getting hazard pay and we getting extra for being there because it's taking a lot to people to just go there.
Yeah,
That's
I
not right.
definitely feel it. So
But yeah, it's a really
it's
shady
not a fun
shit.
environment, and we want to point out that this is GameStop's practices,
Yeah,
and they're continuing the trend of really really bad like human rights like practices, because this is
yeah.
stuff that you don't think about in this country, man.
No, you don't.
You think at least people start to listen to reason in times of danger.
Yeah.
Man, they are not at all. You know
And
what I mean?
the funny shit is like this is not new. Like this has been like this for quite some time. Now it's just getting exposed.
Hmm. Got you.
So
Got you.
they had this issue. They had these problems for quite some time. And even when I was working there and how they treated some employees and whatnot, like fucking trying to get me, like I remember, like oh you, like this is how I left, I quit, and
Yeah.
this is how I quit. The moment the DM called me at like 11 o'clock at night, saying that we had to do a store inventory the next day.
Mm.
I was like, really? So who's doing this inventory? Because I'm not. They were like, oh no, you have to go. You're the manager of the store, and blah blah blah. You have to go. No, I have a schedule. I work somewhere else that night. I'm not going in. They're like, oh, you have to be there. If not, like we'll take action. Like, okay, I'll leave my keys for you. Peace. I was like, I had no. The thing is also like I was not gonna. I was one of the managers that didn't take anyone's shit.
Mm-hmm.
As in, I worked 40 hours. That's it. You're
Got you.
paying me for 40. I'm working 40. I do not go
Mm.
over. I don't give a fuck. You
Yeah.
could do whatever you want. Like, go ahead, let me go. When I had the highest fucking selling store in the fucking in the district, I
Mm.
had the
Mm.
smallest store and the highest grossing store.
Got you.
So I was like, I could go, and then when I go, the customers that I have flowing through here are not gonna come in
Yeah.
because
That's
I'll
true.
tell them directly I'm leaving because of this.
Mm.
I made that a neighborhood store. I made people want to come there. Make people. I did. I had a good squad. I had a good thing and shit like that. So it's been like that for quite some time. And then there's also like now they getting like spotlighted on like the sexual harassment and things like that, which never really they never took serious. Like honestly, I've seen people like do the reports and shit like that and did nothing to the person.
Really? Wow.
And it's sad. It's really sad, and especially like honestly, you think this company is supposed to be something for the gamers and things like that. Power to the gamers. That's their fucking logo.
That's the logo.
It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the gamers. It's fucking profit, and that's all they want.
Yeah. It is like they're probably the first company to fall victim in this whole, I guess, industry,
Hmm.
because I think they became evil corporate before EA. Like people kind of didn't really always like GameStop. They just were the most prevalent, you
Yeah,
know?
they just happen to be there, and there's a lot of them out there. But when I started, like especially after I quit, after I left GameStop, I
Hmm.
tried my best not to shop there. There's some things I'll probably have to get because it's like exclusive, like the Power Ranger stuff. But I don't
Okay.
even go to the store. I fucking just order it and have them ship it to me. I
Yeah.
don't step foot in the stores anymore.
Mm. Yeah, I can't remember the actual last thing I went to the store and
Yeah,
purchased myself.
I think the last time I went to a store is because I know one of the managers in Union Square. I knew him for many years. He knew me since I was a fucking teenager, and
Hmm.
then I worked there and I was a manager, and he was probably one of the dudes that I kind of looked out for and shit like that. So whenever he went on vacation, I took over his store kind of thing.
Okay.
So he's been there for many, many years. Like, if you went to Union Square or any of the Union Square stores, you know who he is. He's always fucking there. His name is John. So I always go by, if I'm there, I go by to say what's up to him. That's about it. I won't really buy anything like that. And honestly, if I do purchase something, he never asks me for anything because he knows for a fact I'm not going to do anything. So I was like, yo, you could tell me. And I always told, like, I feel bad, like, when I did purchase things and stuff like that. Like when the customer always, like, giving me the extra says, I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you. You can say everything you want to do to sell to me. I'm fine because you got to show that in the camera that you're doing it. But I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna say no to everything. Just to let you know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
got to that point too. I remember that. It's like, I know the deal.
But it got worse. It just got worse. Like they're fucking hounding your phone now. Like, oh, what kind of phone you have? You know, you could get like $400 for that phone. You know, if you sell it now. I'm like, why don't I give you my only phone?
That's interesting.
And then they
I
have
did
their
not
own
know it was like that.
employees, and they have their own employees fucking selling the fucking phones.
Oh,
Like it's
wow,
like in
jeez.
order to keep their fucking job. I was like, yo, you're honestly, it's not worth your paycheck. If you really think about it, it's not worth your paycheck.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot
So,
of crazy shit, but a lot of shady shit that's going on there. Honestly, boycott the store. Like if they're gonna treat their employees like they're talking about like the supplies and shit, they never fucking gave them supplies. Oh, you could go buy it. Where? Everything is
exactly.
sold out. You're supposed to
Yep.
be a corporation, have all these things in stock,
Hmm.
and they didn't do shit
Just
for
caught
them.
with the pants down.
Hmm.
They weren't aware of anything, and they seemingly don't really care.
Oh, we taking it day by day, taking it day by day. That's what I remember
Mm-mm.
from the conference call. Taking it day by day because that didn't
Yeah,
know shit. And then
yeah.
the girl really pissed me off.
Well, the thing I noticed was both of them. They both did one thing. There was at least one call where the person asked a question, and they went on a rant about something completely different, like slightly related,
Yeah,
but they didn't answer the person's questions.
yeah. They didn't crash. Honestly, they like tread past like almost every single question they ask.
Like they would use the most general language for everything,
Yeah.
and then they wouldn't be super specific to the point that the person who was asking the question was making. So it's just like, man,
And then when
this looks like you know.
every time they ask about like the corporation, like if they had to call corporate or they had to call customer service and all that shit for anything, like
Yeah, they're
oh
not
no, you
there.
don't have to call them. They
The,
doing
the
everything by
primary,
emails.
they said the primary means of communication is email. Huh?
Yeah,
Why is it email?
because they can
Because
stay
they're not in
fucking
the
yeah,
offices to answer the phones.
exactly. It's sad,
Yeah.
but you know what? They will deserve what they're gonna get after this.
Hmm.
They're not honestly. They're not gonna make it. They are not gonna make it to the next gen systems.
I wouldn't think
I
so. I
hope
would
they
just
don't.
think this might be the nail in the coffin because I'm sure if they keep those people in the stores, some of them going to walk out, if
Yeah,
not all of them,
yeah,
because it's a different. This is not this is not bad weather. This is not you know a heat wave. This is not something that we know when it will pass.
yeah.
You guys got to watch out for these people's lives because they. I thought they were treasured employees, right?
Nah, they don't fucking care. You're just a
So,
pawn. A pawn
well,
to make them money, a profit.
mm, oh yeah, yeah. I remember when the guy mentioned, oh yeah, we were getting. This is the time when we were supposed to have less than 50 people, but because of that's the same incident, we're getting a higher volume than usual.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, we had like 50 to 70 sales as like on a Tuesday, and that's not normal. And he's like, what should we do? And the guy just went all the way around, but never told him, hey, you can't let them do that.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's like,
ridiculous.
ugh,
And
so
it
bad.
goes to also to like finger pointing on other things. Oh, you should talk to the mall security. They're supposed to be handling that. You could talk to
Mm,
this. They like it's just it's sad. It's really sad.
yeah.
And man, you know that used to be Funko Land.
Yeah, they swallowed up everything.
Yeah,
And what was the other one? It was a
Funko
software,
Land,
etc.
software, etc. EB Games.
Yeah. See, I remember. See,
Mm,
I have positive memories of EB Games, not so
yeah.
much GameStop.
Okay. So
You know,
EB Games,
that's what it
well, they
was.
weren't really in the. There's not a lot of EB. Well, the EB Games, like the one on Third and
The one in the mall. That's the only one I went to.
yeah, the one in the mall, and then I think the Third Street, the Fourth Street in Greenwich.
Okay.
I think that was
Okay.
the EB Games for the longest time, and then it turned into a GameStop.
Okay. And then I remember the software, etc. That was like close to Canal Street,
Yeah,
and that's the one I would go to every once in a while.
yeah,
And then also, see, it was. I heard it wasn't there that long, but I never really went to it that much. There was a Funko Land in the top of the mall, the Manhattan Mall,
yeah.
and then the only other one I remember was in the Bronx.
Yeah,
with all
Funko Land was in. Yeah, it was where the food court was at. The Funko Land.
mm-hmm.
When the food court, when Manhattan Mall was actually 7 floors.
Yes.
Remember those days?
I hardly
It used to
ever
be
went up.
7 floors.
I literally hardly ever went up to the 7th floor.
Yeah, you only went to the
Most of the
first two
store.
because you had GameStop and you had fucking KB's Toy Stores in the lower level.
Oh, what a sad state. Just going. You talk about. Hey, I'm gonna steal a term from the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. But look at those peg warmers.
Yeah.
Oh, that KB was just full of peg warmers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
You want the Weapon X toy line that nobody likes? Go ahead, because you remember any toy back in the day that was like weird or ugly.
Yeah.
Nobody bought that shit.
Yeah.
I remember how many Ahabs you saw on the shelves. I remember Ahab.
You know.
Line.
You know. Ones I
Mojo.
picked up from there.
A Mojo. Tons
Yeah.
of Mojos. Ugh.
You know who I picked up from there? Through like the buy three get like 3 for 10. That was 3 for $5 or 3 for $10. Remember the stone protectors?
Yes, I do.
I bought that whole fucking set.
I bought one only because I watched the show.
Man, I bought that whole set because it was 3 for fucking $10. So I was like, all right, $20, I can get the whole thing. And their arms, if you hit it like the stone sparked.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did.
What else I got?
I had the. All I know is he had purple underneath because I lost his armor,
Yeah.
and he had red. He had red hair
Oh, okay, I know what you're
and
talking about.
rollerblades.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was like the Mikey of the group.
I think that's why I got it.
Yeah, he was like the Mike, and then they had one that looked like Guile,
Yes, they did.
and then there was one in a kung fu suit. Then there was
I never even put two and two together that was like probably Guile.
yeah,
Damn.
it looked just like Guile.
And then, do you remember the creepy crawlers figures?
Yeah, I remember Creepy Crawl. I was never really big into them, but I remember of them.
My cousin got, I think, two of them. The only reason I thought they were cool was because of the gimmick, which was you play with them and then you flip them.
Okay.
And then like they're supposed to do a weird action when you flip them, but also the goo is inside of their stomach or whatever. So when you flip the goo would turn, and I guess it's supposed to like look cool. I was like, that's interesting. But they were pretty like generic ass figures, like not anything special.
Yeah.
They had a cartoon too. Remember that?
Yeah, they did. Creepy Crawlers. I actually remember. You know what's funny is that I remember like all these songs because I remember the theme songs of a lot of these shits.
Yeah. I mean,
Remember when theme songs meant something?
Well, because they were trying to sell you shit. That's
Exactly. Like after like the 2000s, we didn't really get like epic theme songs like we used to get.
no, like, see, okay. You know which one spoiled us because they weren't trying to sell anything. They were just really high quality for no reason. The Disney Afternoon,
Yeah.
because they never had. Let me ask. I don't even remember. Was there a DuckTales toy line? 'Cause I only remember something like Happy Meals.
I remember more Happy Meals. I don't think they had a toy line. I think Darkwing Duck did, and I think Tailspin did.
Yeah, he had a little. He had the gun had the little plunger action.
Yeah. I think I still have the Darkwing Duck.
My cousin had Darkwing, and I think he had Launchpad. Not sure.
Yeah, Disney Afternoon didn't really have a toy line or anything.
No, because it wasn't really trying to sell you anything. Could you get Baloo's plane?
It was not. It didn't look like Blue's Plane though. It was like a short. It looked like honestly, it looked like the NES game.
Okay, all right.
It looked
Still
like the
not-
NES game.
Still
Nowadays,
not-
you actually could get a lot of these figures. Funko has been making them.
What, remaking the Nintendo? I mean, not Nintendo.
The
the Happy
Disney
Meal toy?
Afternoon. Yeah, they make them. They actually scaled the cartoon. Yeah.
Oh, really? But is it gonna be the new versions, like the new DuckTales?
No, it's the old DuckTales.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Funko
Yeah,
been
cool.
doing them. I remember seeing them. It's just like it was too much. They were already like way ahead of things. That I was like, yeah, I'm too far behind to collect this.
Oh
shit.
yeah, to catch up, you'll just be playing
Yeah.
catch up forever. I guess.
Because they did so far. They made I'll show you right now. They made Scrooge McDuck, Chip and Dale, Gadget, Little Fly, Launchpad McQuack, Gizmo Duck, King Louie, Baloo. And that's it.
He
Those are
won't
all the
get
guys that made it ready.
Scott Steiner don't like it.
Scott Steiner didn't like it. Yeah, they didn't. They made it. But I remember Tailspin had a toy line because I remember having a few of them. I remember Darkwing Duck for sure too because I remember having Darkwing Duck.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, but he had the jet and he also had the motorcycle. I didn't have
Oh,
none of those though.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, but you always got like back in the day, you got like some epic theme songs, and that's something that I loved about like even that's something that Turtles kept up with, but a lot of cartoons stood away from it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm trying to think back to the 2000s, and nah, man, there weren't
Yeah.
really any cartoons with any epic sounding. Can you think of some in the 2000s,
Um,
like early 2000s? I'm drawing a blank.
I
I know like
guess.
Justice League was still around. That was kind of like legacy. I don't know. So
Yeah, like what Cow and Chicken. That's something
oh,
that comes to mind. I remember that. I remember the song, Dexter's
mm,
Laboratory. It
but
had
see,
a
wasn't
unique
that
song.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There was a guy pretty. He was going for it.
Yeah,
And
Johnny
Dexter's
Bravo.
Laboratory. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was going for it.
Yeah,
I can't sing it most of those. I can sing. Okay, Dexter, I know most. You remember Johnny Bravo's? Like, can you
Uh,
sing it?
yeah.
That's about it.
Junkies.
No, but
Do the
I
monkey
can
bit.
probably say,
He does the monkey.
I could
I
probably say like most of the lyrics to DuckTales.
yeah
I can't sing it, but I know what they're saying. Like,
yeah
what is it? Life is not a hurricane. Here in Duckburg, monsters, race cars, airplanes.
yeah.
Eat.
Dark. Well, like Disney Afternoon, all they all had
Yeah,
kind of epic. Even
there's a
Gumby
lot of
Bears had an epic theme,
yeah, but Gummy Bears was kind of lame.
but the theme was cool.
Yeah, yeah,
It was like very like soulful.
that just made me not want. That
Um,
song made me disappointed that the show was so whack.
yeah, that's true.
Even Winnie the Pooh,
Winnie the Pooh.
like the '90s Winnie the Pooh, when they
Yeah,
changed the song, like
yeah,
yeah, they were going for it too. Like most of those Disney songs were going for it.
yeah. They
Even
don't
the
do it. Yeah,
Animaniacs.
most of the new ones, like most of the cartoons, don't really have it. If they do have it, it's just like they shorten it like once after the first one.
Yeah, I think they try to get you into the show faster.
Yeah.
That became the trend.
Yep. It's the good old days. Old cartoons, great. Um, a lot of two big games came out this week:
What's that?
Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal.
Okay. Now I don't have either one of these. Now, can you tell me a bit about them?
So I picked up
What
both.
they are?
So I picked up both. Animal Crossing is very like, I guess like if you could like Stardew Valley and Harvest Moon kind of game.
Well, I mean, at this point, isn't Animal Crossing older than most of those games?
Well, Harvest Moon
'Cause
is
I
old.
think Harvest Moon is old, but
Yeah,
Animal Crossing is like old enough
yeah.
that if you say what it is, I guess it's
Well, that's the only thing I could describe it as. It's like a very simish kind of game.
but like what do you do? Like
Like
what's your main simulation?
you're
'Cause
building your little
bored.
island. You're building your house. You're going fishing. You're finding insects. You're selling shit, and it has a
So
lot
why
of
is
humor
Tom
in
Nook so
between.
shady?
Huh?
Why does everybody say they don't like Tom Nook?
Cause he's a dick.
Oh, that's
Yo, so all right, so I'll tell you the reason why Tom is a dick. So he ain't gonna pay you what he originally says he's gonna pay you.
oh really?
And then two, when you get to this fantasy island and you're all happy, oh, we're in the island, shit like that, he gives you, oh, here's the bill, motherfucker. It's $49,000.
Wow.
He's a dick.
Hmm. All right.
Tom's a
Okay.
dick.
I
Fuck
appreciate
Tom.
I appreciate the honesty. Now I know.
Yeah, he's an asshole. He is an asshole. But it's a cool little game. I've never really gotten into Animal Crossing, so this is the first one I'm kind of playing. I got my girl Jackie kind of playing it as well, and then my nieces are really into it. So like I had my niece Jordy. She started playing it, so she kind of already like sent me stuff from her island and things like that. So it's cool. I'm gonna try to get more into it. I'll probably have more in depth feeling of the game. I just did the beginning basic shit, and I got the
Okay.
bill from Tom of $49,000, motherfucker. The way he does it too is really fucked up. He's like, "Oh yes, we're gonna have some fun and like that," but I forgot to give you the bill for airline fee, for the tent that I
But
gave you, for everything.
that's great.
I was like, "You're such a dick. I hate you." Son of a
That's
bitch.
awesome.
He's an asshole.
Okay, so
Yo, I want him in Smash Brothers just so I can fuck him up.
isn't he as a trophy or something already
Yeah, put him
for
in
Village?
Smash Brothers. Put him as a character. I want to fuck him up.
I mean, listen, we got definitely got the time for
I'm
that.
gonna
So,
dress him as. I'm gonna dress someone as him. And beat
oh,
his ass. Fucking asshole. Such an asshole. Yeah. So that came out, and then Doom Eternal, which was the other game. If you actually look on like Twitter, I actually retagged it on our Twitter. I think I tagged you into it too. Is that you see the girl from Animal Crossing and the Doom character dancing?
yes.
Because they're both actually on the Switch as well, so you can actually play both games on the Switch. But
Really? Returnal on Switch?
yeah, Doom's on Switch.
Wow.
Doom is one thing I learned from Doom. I played a little bit of it. Still didn't get like 100% fulling into it. I played like the beginning stage and shit like that. It's very fast paced. You gotta
Okay.
like
I have
shoot
seen
and
that.
run, shoot and run.
I have seen that. The one clip I saw of the new one was there were two clips I saw. One of I think is Suhi Legend on Twitter,
Yeah,
which does these really, really like artistic slow motion cuts of games and stuff
yeah,
of just doing like ridiculous things. And I saw they were like showing off the grappling hook.
yeah,
You could jump to hit enemies that float in the air, like off of ledges, turn around, shoot them, grapple into the same one, do like this melee kill where you rip the eyeball out of that big red thing,
yeah,
and then like fall on the platform underneath it, and then just tear somebody else in half. I'm like,
yeah.
jeez, that game is ridiculous.
So
So,
they did something that was actually really cool. So like you get like little bonuses for doing certain things. So if you like chainsaw someone, it will like spread out like a bunch of ammo and things like that. If you hit them a certain amount of times, they start glowing. You could run up and like melee them and to finish them and things like that.
okay,
So it's already like very fast paced. Get them done and go to the next one. Get them done, go to that one. But the way they do it is like an arena. So it feels like an arena area. You clear it out, then you go to the next one. Arena area, clear it out, go to the next one, kind of thing.
but is it fun?
It's fun. It's fun. It's a pretty good looking game as well. Not for nothing, it looks nice. And I saw gameplay on the Switch, and it actually looks quite nice on the Switch as well.
Does it run on 60 on what's this one you got it for?
Now, I got it for the PS4. I got the PS4 Pro, so it
So,
runs perfectly fine.
but I'm like, I want to know because I know on PC you can have it run or whatever. But like, do you know if it's locked to 30 or if it's a 60 frames game?
I think it's a 60 frames game.
Oh, okay, damn, that sounds crazy.
Yeah, they do.
Because
This is the only thing Bethesda's been actually delivering on. The rest, there's a lot of issues with that.
well, it's not the Fallout team, so or the
Yeah,
Elder Scrolls team,
yeah,
so you don't have to worry.
yeah. It's ID Check 7 that's doing it, which they done the last Doom game, which was very popular as well.
Well, yeah, they're pretty much the Doom masters. That's
Yes.
come out. Uh, was it John Carmack? Was the guy that was the team leader of the team back
Yeah.
then? Yeah,
So I'm actually looking at the creation of it. I'm looking
yeah.
at like
So
the
I
Wikipedia of it.
just like again, I'm not too much into a lot of like because Doom was more known as a PC game,
Yeah,
but it got popular because it was on Super Nintendo.
yeah,
But I know like his studios and just all the Dooms and stuff because they're really cool.
yeah. And also I got a free Doom 64 for buying the game as well.
So what is it like a separate download or is it
It's a
is
download,
inside?
yeah. It's a download.
Oh, so it's just like you have on your PS menu Doom 64.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Did you try it?
Nah, I haven't tried it yet, but I remember Doom. I actually like Doom 64, so I'll
I've
play it
never
one
played it.
day.
I have never played it. Do you know if it has online?
I don't think so.
Okay, because that would be hilarious.
Yeah, I don't
Because
think
then
it
you
has
could
it
have
online though.
you could have ridiculously fast characters and all that shit because it's 64 graphics. Oh, that'd be great.
Oh,
Uh,
all right. So latest on GameStop, GameStop is introducing deliver at the door. For
what's that?
safety of you and our employees, all stores will convert to a contactless delivery at door service, and we continue to offer our traditional online ordering service as well.
Oh, so
So they still have motherfuckers going to work to stay
mhm,
inside the store and to hand
yeah,
shit out to you.
that's the best you're gonna get out of them.
Whatever. You should just close the fucking stores. They don't need to
They
be
should
open.
just-
See, this is the thing. They feel like they were saying what they were saying. They're essential,
Mhm.
and they're not.
No.
You could buy games online. You could buy games from your fucking system now,
Yes, this is
and
true.
it runs slightly better too. So it's like, all right, you go buy everything. The only thing you cannot buy that they will have in GameStop if you want to buy a Captain America shield,
Excuse me.
just in case it may protect you. Buy a Captain America shield. That was the first thing that popped up when I went to like buying.
Is it heavy?
No, it's like a replica shield. It's slightly heavy. It's not. It's not that crazy.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
it needs to be bulletproof because people are buying guns.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
no bueno.
Yeah. It's getting crazy, man. Anyway,
Uh, uh-huh.
moving on, moving on. Yeah, Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing both came out on Friday. Definitely check them out. And they'll take your mind off a lot of things that's going on now.
Let's see. It's the new game from Arxis, Guilty Gear Strive announced a few things this past week.
Okay.
They announced two characters. I guess they're returning. I don't know if Zato was in the last game. Um, Milia and Zato, I guess, in their new style for Guilty Gear Strive.
Yeah.
And then they announced that they have rollback netcode, which is essentially what everybody wants as a standard now because delay-based netcode is not going to work because that only works in Japan. So because the distances between people are just way too far, it's just way too far for it to be good in the U.S. Because we don't have godlike internet, especially
Okay.
now when the net's going to be stressed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want anything that has like delay based for, especially not for a fighting game.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's good to know they're gonna go that way. And it's cool to see these two characters. Millie is one of my favorite Guilty Gear characters from like the old games. She's the assassin. I guess she's Russian because she has the Russian hat, but they spoke Japanese, so you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
So she's the blonde lady with the Russian hat with her hair as her weapon.
Is I know in the game?
Oh, you know?
Yes.
I don't think so. She hasn't. If she is, she hasn't been announced
That's the
yet.
only one I remember from the game.
And Zato, he's the guy he's like has a black bodysuit, blonde hair,
Yeah.
and has like these. He has a buckle on his eye because I assume he's blind.
Okay.
And it's interesting that his name is Zato One because in Japan that's Zato Ichi,
Okay.
which is like the blind samurai.
Okay.
And he's basically Venom.
Okay.
The blonde guy is Eddie Brock, who's like in the older story he was being kept alive by the symbiote,
Yeah.
and in the Guilty Gear series, it's Zato is the blonde guy and Eddie, obviously throwing an homage to Venom, is the name of the symbiote. So that's pretty cool to see. That's cool that they get a new design because that's another cool thing about the Guilty Gear franchise is that each era of the series for like the newer. Well, I know what. This is the second one on the same system, so they actually changed the designs again
Okay.
before the consoles died, because it was interesting in the beginning of Guilty Gear on PlayStation 1. The characters went through an evolution when they went to PlayStation 2.
Okay.
Because you know how Street Fighter Ryu is Ryu.
Yeah. Yeah.
He looks pretty much the same in every game.
Yeah.
Um, there are in Guilty Gear characters' designs, like their outfits might be the same, but sometimes they'll change up things about them, like the way their hair looks, the way their face looks. Like something happens in the storyline, they'll
Yeah.
change it.
Okay.
So that's what kind of one thing I like about Guilty Gear. Things keep evolving. So it's cool. Now there's another evolution for those two characters, so you can check them out. There's actually quite a few videos showing the trailers though. So
Yeah, I
if
was
you want
just
to
looking at them right now.
just check out, just Google Milia Rage or Zato one, and you'll just see it. Like, damn, it's a lot.
Cool.
Because also they're very popular characters too.
Okay, cool.
So I look forward to them
Yeah.
whooping people's asses.
Definitely check that out. I like the
Yeah,
Guilty Gear.
I like it. It's probably the best looking fighting game, period. Like, I could pretty much say that Xer is probably the most fluid looking fighting game ever made
Yeah.
because of the art style. And because they're fighting games, they tend to run at 60. So they just look really, really good. And that's like the first one of this generation to like, because Street Fighter looks cool, but sometimes it looks like toys
Yeah.
or clay fighter. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that dig at it. But sometimes it does
Yeah.
because of the lighting. And Tekken is Tekken. Tekken looks good, but Tekken still, the art style, I don't want to say it looks legacy, but I almost feel like, I don't know. I think the models in the game seem like of a generation and they will age.
Yeah.
Whereas Guilty Gear looks like a cartoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't look like a fighting game.
It looks like an anime. It looks like what Dragon Ball Fighters is now too. Like it looks just straight out the cartoon.
Yeah, and that Dragon Ball it got the same treatment,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's not as detailed as Guilty Gear.
No.
Because a lot of the details in Dragon Ball, you can see some of them are flat, and some of the color palettes they chose for some characters are not like as detailed as Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess they show bias to
Yeah.
their own product, so it is what it is. What else? There's Monster Hunter Iceborne news. If you follow the Rec Cyclone Twitter, I posted up the newest. There was two things. One of them was a trailer for the new monster coming out in April, which is not really a new monster. It's new to the game. It's a return of a monster from the older series. It's the final monster from Monster Hunter Tri. And it's I didn't know what it was pronounced until they said it, but it's Halotrion. And it's it's because they have it as a class of dragon in those games.
Yeah.
So it's a black dragon, and it's able to change its elemental properties. I guess depending on when you damage it, it'll just cycle through them. So it can be shooting flames at you, or if it flies up in the sky, it could drop like ice boulders on your head, which is pretty annoying. And it's funny because it has a tie to Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Already to I think it's Sparta, it's Alistair. The way Dante looks in Devil May Cry 1 when he turns into a demon, there's a move he does where he spins and flies.
Okay.
And basically that monster has that move. Which is
Okay.
like, oh, that's, if you know what it is, there's no like, oh no, you're just making that up in your head. It literally coats itself in lightning and does the same Psycho Crusher the same way Dante does. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So it's gonna be an interesting fight. I like to see what they do with each new monster when they put it into this engine. So you'll be able to clutch Claude and do all that crazy stuff. So hopefully now the playing field is a little more even, because that monster was always a pain in the ass. You just didn't want to fight it.
Yeah.
Unless you knew the people playing with you knew what they were doing, because it just used to wipe people out. You just start the quest and somebody would die. Is how it used to be. especially in Try, because they brought it back a few times in some of the handheld ones, but like in Try was when it debuted and it was a pain in the ass. So there's that in April, which they said is like the first week, and then they had a whole developer diary because it's going to be a free update tomorrow,
Yeah.
um, which is the 23rd, and that's going to happen. I think they said at night, at 8 at night. I think it is,
Okay.
or it might be tonight at 8, which is when the update happens for tomorrow. But either way, they're going to introduce 2 new monsters, which are variants of monsters already in the game. One is called Furious Rajang, which is a more pissed off version of the Super Saiyan monkey that they have in the game. And well, Super Saiyan Minotaur, more like, but he acts like a monkey.
Okay.
Um, and then the other one is, I think it's Raging Brachydios, which is like this. It looks like a dinosaur with boxing gloves on his fists.
Okay.
Like it has like little T-Rex arms, except they have like these big protruding rocks on them or something, and they blow up on you when they hit them. And so this version of that one is like it's bigger, like it's physically just huge compared to the regular one. And instead of giving you time to get away from the slime, it is just if the slime hits something, it detonates like really quickly now.
Okay.
And they show in the trailer, in the dev diary, that he has a new state, which is unique to everything in the game, which is when that monster gets to a certain area, it can get really pissed off and change the battlefield, and it locks you in there until one of you leaves. It's fucked up. I don't know how that's supposed to work. That's kind of messed up. I mean, you typically don't leave the area where the monster is anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not that bad, but they show what it does, and what it does is not good for you. So I can see why it's going to be a new challenge to the game. So hopefully it's not just annoying, because sometimes they do things to this game to increase the difficulty
Yeah.
or change the difficulty in a different way, and which sometimes makes the game more fun because, oh look, I have to play this monster a different way, which breaks up the flow of doing the same thing once you get used to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so that from that aspect, it should be fun. But if it's just a tedious process that you have to go through when you fight it, I could really see myself just not fighting this thing more than the required times to get the weapons and the armor, and that's
Yeah.
it. You know?
Okay.
So we'll see.
Let's see.
And that's, like you said, it's something else to take your mind off of things.
Yeah.
But like that's gonna happen tomorrow.
Okay. So
that's
tomorrow.
cool. Mhm.
All right. Last but not least, we have our Aquaman verdict
Yes, sir.
for our review of the DCEU movies. This is the second to last one. We got Shazam next, and then
Shazam!
Wonder Woman. Whenever that comes out, that'll be after that. And after that, we kind of had a discussion of going into video game movies. Scott said I
that
don't
makes
like
sense.
that.
He doesn't like video game movies? No. I mean, he saw the list, that's why.
I saw the list too, and I was like, "Do you sure you want to do that?"
I mean, now it's now or never for me to watch all those Uwe Boll movies.
Yeah, I'm like, I think it could be a very positive and just funny cast of going through these shits,
Yeah.
like literally shits. But
Mhm.
yeah, so Aquaman.
I've never seen House of the Dead. Shit.
Yeah, glad now you're going to.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we're gonna go through our we guess we call it just the movie video game movies based on video games.
Mhm.
And we have a list of all the movies there are. There are quite a few. Surprisingly, there's quite a few more than I thought there were.
Officially video game movies. There are a lot.
So they have to be based on the game. It has to be adaptation to the game. So like the Super Mario Brothers was trying to be an adaptation to the game.
Just what? Even after I heard the story of the movie and how the two directors were kind of weird and super like eccentric and demanding and whatnot, what the hell were they thinking?
Yeah.
What were they thinking?
I don't fucking know. They were trying too many drugs and they were just like thinking random shit.
They were just.
We just gonna have fungus all over the city and it's gonna give you shit.
I mean, They're not wrong.
Yeah.
It does happen in the game, just not the way they envisioned it.
Yeah. It just looked like a big. It looked like a big stretched out piece of mozzarella all over the city.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, the video game movies are gonna start after we finish Shazam, so which will be in 2 weeks. And the first movie we'll probably be reviewing is Super Mario because that was the first one.
Oh no.
So, Super Mario Brothers. I haven't seen that in a while, so I might actually really enjoy that. As cheesy as the movie is, like I'm gonna find a lot of shit good about that movie.
I like the movie,
Yeah.
but I don't like it a lot.
Yeah.
That's the thing I could say about it.
Yeah.
I saw it when I was young enough that I didn't have good taste. So so I could always say, "Oh yeah, I liked it," because that's the memory I have. And then every time I watched it, like on
Have you watched
I
it
remember
recently?
it used to come on like PIX channel
Okay.
11 at like Sunday afternoon movie, Super Mario Brothers or some shit like that. So I can remember watching it then, and just like, oh yeah, I remember liking this movie.
Okay.
Also has a positive memory because me and my cousin had the toys.
Okay.
They were just as bad. They
Yeah.
didn't make sense, but at least they looked like the characters.
Yeah.
But you know, it was
That's what it is.
it was it's a good kind of bad. It's just unfortunate. Poor what's his name, Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
Hurt himself during that movie too. Like that kind of sucked. It drove John Leguizamo to drink too. I think.
Yep. Because it was a bad movie. Oh yeah, add the list. So we'll start off with Super Mario Brothers. Then we'll be doing Double Dragon, which is gonna be interesting.
Oh boy, I saw that too.
Street Fighter,
Mm-hmm.
Mortal Kombat, which thank God we actually got a good one between these things.
I was saying that has to be taken off the list because it's too good.
Then Mortal Kombat Annihilation, so it goes right
boy.
back to the shit. Wing Commander.
As old as that is, I've never seen it.
I've seen it. I think that was with the dude that played Shaggy, Mark Miller. No, not Mark
Really?
Miller. Something Miller. Yeah, he's in it. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, Resident Evil.
That was
then-
all right.
So those are going to be the first 8. I'll do the first 10. Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life, and then House of the Dead. House of the Dead rounds it up on the 10 movies. First 10 movies.
Ended on a stinker. Mm-hmm.
Then we got Resident Evil Apocalypse. No, that's wrong. It can't be that. Yeah, Resident Evil Apocalypse, Alone in the Dark, Doom, Blood Rain, Silent Hill, Dead or Alive, Resident Evil Extinction, Postal, Hitman, In the Name of the King. Yeah.
That's a real bad one.
Far Cry, Max Payne.
In the Name of the King is not bad. Not bad. That's the one with Jason Statham.
Yeah. Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li. That's terrible. Tekken, Prince of Persia, Sand of Time, Resident Evil Afterlife, Resident Evil Retribution.
Prince of Persia was good.
Silent Hill Revelations, Need for Speed, Hitman Agent 47, Warcraft, Assassin's Creed, Resident Evil The Final Chapter, Tomb Raider. That was that remake. Rampage, Dead Trigger.
Did you see that?
Rampage actually wasn't bad. It was actually pretty funny.
Okay.
Dead Trigger, Detective Pikachu, and Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what rounds off into what came out regularly. And then you have to wait till Monster Hunter on September 4th.
Was King of Fighters on that list?
Huh?
Did you say King of Fighters?
No.
You gotta watch that too.
Okay, so King of
'Cause
Fighters.
I watched it. It's
We'll put
bad.
it. Alright, so those are the lists of the movies we're going to be reviewing of the video game list. So let's get into Aquaman.
Before we get into it, I just want to say King of Fighters is the movie that taught me why the guy who was Darth Maul,
Yeah.
that was like, he's known for his martial arts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
King of Fighters taught me why he's not a leading man. Because he plays Rugal in that movie.
Yeah.
He is awful. He knows how to whoop that ass, but he is a terrible actor.
Yes. All right. So we got Aquaman. Came out on 2018. This was the first movie after Justice League. It's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to take. Honestly, I thought it was supposed to take place before Justice League, and I read the synopsis, and it says it's after Justice League.
The, mm,
This kind of ruins the movie for me. Like now I don't like it as much as I did because they just confused the shit out of me. Anyway, directed by James Wan. James Wan is known for his Fast and the Furious movies. Um, story
that's why
by
it was so much slow motion. Okay.
story by Jeff Johns, James Wan, and Willie Bale. I don't know who the fuck that is. Starring Jason Momoa, Amber Heard, William Dafoe, Patrick Wilson, Dolph Lundgren, Yahya Abdul Mateen, Ludi Yen, and Nicole Kidman.
Who was Dolph Lundgren in this movie?
He was this chick's father, Amanda Heard's character's father.
Which guy was that?
He had the red hair, red flowing weird hair.
That was him? Wow.
That was Dolph
I did
Lundgren.
not know that was Dolph Lundgren.
Yep. It came out November 26th, 2018. It actually did really good, pretty solid in the theaters. It hit $1 billion. It hit $1.148 billion. So it did good in theaters. It was a success. So this movie,
You don't like it?
I did like it. I did like it for like the action scenes.
Okay.
And I thought it was just like different. Like I didn't mind the. I felt like the comedy was like too forced at times.
It felt kind of sparse. I didn't really mind it.
But I liked the movie. It was better than what we have been given before. But it had more. One thing I will say with the DC movies, they have not made a character that I actually could like. They haven't made a character that I cared about, and that's the problem with this movie, huh?
Oh, I said, what about Shazam?
We haven't got there yet. We haven't got there yet, so I haven't, and I didn't add him into it until we actually review it. But DC has not made a character that I care about, and I did not care about Aquaman.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what they did with it. The fact that I just read that this is supposed to take place several months after the whole thing with Steppenwolf pisses me off a little bit. Because how the fuck he got the suit? He had the suit in Justice League.
You're right.
And they went on a mission to get the suit in this movie.
You're right.
Like that just pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah. So maybe the synopsis is wrong. I don't know.
I feel I think it's so like that. So Jango Fett and Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman played the mother of Aquaman. She comes to Earth and falls in love with the Light Man.
That was Nicole Kidman. Okay.
It was the lighthouse guy, which was Jango Fett. I'm gonna call him Jango Fett because his real name is really hard to pronounce. He was Jango Fett.
I did not know that was Jango Fett.
Yes,
okay.
He was Jango Fett. So she pretty much just stays on Earth and has a kid with him, while her husband's getting angry, and then he sends people to go kill him.
Yeah.
Go after her.
She clearly escaped from something. She was all beat up and bloody.
Yeah.
They show him care for her. She comes back. Then she falls in love with him.
Yeah.
And then the bad guys show up and they fuck up his house.
Yeah.
And she beats him up, and I guess she got to leave. So.
Yep. She gets taken, but she left him with the son. You kind of see the growing pains of him discovering the powers with in the aquarium. I thought that was actually a cool scene. I didn't mind it.
But the shark. They show you. I guess they show you what triggered his awakening.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, because he was getting picked on, and then the shark was like trying to protect him. And it kind of showed him talking to the fish and knowing what the fish were saying. So it kind of actually shows also throughout the movie that he could adapt to different languages. So it's not just the fish talk. He could just adapt to other languages in general and in a way.
Yes.
Which I thought was kind of like a good improvement to his thing.
Yeah. I also do like so at that point in the movie, that they do have this. They do explain the because remember they actually get to him going up pretty fast.
Yeah,
Think about it. They don't really spend that much time as him. Like they flash back more to his youth instead of like giving you like a whole like Man of Steel, how he grows up through the movie.
yeah,
Aquaman is Aquaman already, and they just go back to
yeah,
tell you the important pieces.
yeah,
So that's different. Um, but then isn't this the part where the submarine?
yeah. The
Like when
submarine,
he's
and there was like a mission, and then you have you get introduced the character Black Manta. He's not
hmm
Black Manta yet, but he's part of this group that's going in and stealing shit, I guess.
are they like related to Luthor or anything? Like, are they like an established thing?
Yeah, I forgot the what they were called, but they actually had a name for them.
Because I was like, hmm, I wonder if this is like trying to keep it somewhat in the universe, maybe.
Yeah, so I think they were supposed to be hired to do what they did, and I don't remember that well. And then
Mm-hmm.
Aquaman comes and saves the ship, and
Because I
then
believe he's friends with one guy.
yeah,
Because you see when he bursts in,
mm-hmm,
which is a cool scene too.
yeah,
Him just pushing the ship all the way up from miles deep,
yeah,
and then just jumping on it and stomping in, and then like he just destroys those assassins or whatever they are.
yeah, and then he kills the father of Black Manta.
Oh no, he doesn't kill him. He doesn't kill him. He leaves him to the mercy of the seas.
Yeah,
Because he said, "Hey man, you kill innocent people."
yeah.
So,
So he left him in a hole in his arm, and then left him to drown.
hmm well, he
Um,
got shot. He shot him with a grenade. Come on,
yeah.
man.
Um, So
He earned it.
so I'm figuring every DC character is bulletproof now.
I mean, if they're gonna be like on Justice League, I guess so.
I'm just saying, like I did not know Aquaman was bulletproof.
I mean, he's supposed to be like up there, so I guess he would be.
I don't think he would be bulletproof.
You know, I think because maybe the density of his body is so strong. If he could withstand like getting hit by all types of well, here they do explain though when they flash back that he's able to withstand the extremes of like where he comes from.
Okay.
So his body can adapt to the extreme pressure because they show that in the training. Well, not in the training. They also go back to what is that like maybe 10, 12 year old him.
Yeah, with training with William Defoe.
Yeah. And then he's explaining there about what's up with his body and his powers and everything. So that's the beginning of the training, but they kind of give you a background on like what his body equals in the real world. So
Yeah.
if something that can withstand the pressure of that, yeah, you can withstand a bullet. They can't even make things that can go that deep in the ocean. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
He has accelerated healing, so
That's true. But you think about it, like if they're gonna try to make this realistic for the DCU
yeah.
in movie form, I think this movie at least did a good enough job of explaining why he's so buff. You know what I mean?
Okay. Uh,
I'll give you credit for that because
yeah.
like it's not like it didn't happen in the movie. And then like I had to watch a YouTube video to
Yeah.
get it.
So I had my issues with Black Manta.
Okay.
I understood the character, and I actually kind of liked the fact that he was more being a prep for part two than him being actual like a main character.
But I also noticed they made him sympathetic.
He was fucking Boba Fett.
They tried to make you feel for him.
Yeah, I didn't.
And I'm like, why? I did a little bit, but I was like, why are you trying to? Why are you even trying to make this character sympathetic?
Yeah,
Is that his? Is that his deal?
I guess so.
Is that the character? I don't know.
So I don't. I'm not knowledgeable to Aquaman like this because I hate the character.
Mm-hmm.
He's like one of the DC characters I don't bother with. Like I just don't care for the character. I never did. I never have.
Yeah.
So him Black Manta, like the only thing I remember Black Manta, he was kind of cool in Justice League 2. So I was like, Injustice 2 and shit. So I was like, okay, hey, he's kind of cool. Other than that, like I don't really know the character at all. So I was like, whatever. So this is pretty much like me educating myself with the characters, watching this movie and seeing what they do with it and everything like that. And if it's like a character I could like get into, which is not really a character I could get into, but I enjoyed what I saw. But Black Manta was pretty much Boba Fett. He got played like Boba Fett in this movie. He had a longer life though.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. But that's skipping ahead because he wasn't Boba. He wasn't that. So we're at the part where the father dies.
Yeah.
And they try to make you feel for him, which I thought was weird.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so they both escape. Aquaman escapes. The son escapes. Finally, the father blows up the ship.
Yeah.
Because I guess that's what you do when you fail a mission, right? You blow everything up. The sailors are rescued. They got on their boats and stuff already, so he did his job. And then, like right after that, I guess doesn't he? Well, shortly after you see his face, and he's like, his expression changes from sad to hateful.
Yeah.
I guess that's showing you the change there. Oh, I'm going to kill this guy.
Yeah.
And so that starts whatever dark path he's on. Now, he gets to be with the Atlanteans too. And so what did you think of like how he got his suit and stuff? Because that's like Aquaman goes his way and he ends up back with his dad.
Yeah.
And then as they're embracing and having stuff, going through, I guess, character moments, right? Then Black Manta is like, he made a deal with them too.
Yeah.
Atlantean. Like, how did he? I don't remember how he.
So honestly, that scene kind of just like happened. Like there was nothing really leading to like if he was working for them or not.
Okay.
Until you got to them, and then he was like there to collect the money and everything like that, and he was like, I don't want the money. I want Aquaman. I want him. I want Aquaman. So I was
the end
trying
of that scene. It left me like, did they just leave?
Yeah.
And that's the impression I had. So
my big thing with this was also like, again, like the time, like me reading what the time frame is.
Yeah.
So now I understand why everyone knew him as Aquaman. Because in the beginning of it, I thought this was before, and I was like, oh, he already named himself, like, what they named him Aquaman? Because I don't think he knew, like, would he pick that name? I wouldn't pick that name. So I was just kind of weirded out because, again, I didn't know the time frame of the movie until now, and I was just like, how everyone knows his name is Aquaman? Isn't he supposed to be like a secret character, a secret villain and shit? He's supposed to be like a secret hero. Like he's doing things out of the blue and just like as just a guy that swims in the water and shit. But they already have a name for him and shit. So, so and wouldn't they know a dude swimming in their waters?
I guess so, but didn't he stay locally to whatever village or whatever?
I understand it, but they probably have like little troops here and there and everywhere, like throughout the water source and shit.
They did. It because it plays into the part where his father and they introduce, what's her name, Mara,
yeah,
where the fucking wave comes and takes the two military ships out of the water and smashes them into the fucking the mountainside.
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, what? Why are you doing this? Jesus. I guess he was testing him though.
Yeah.
Like, all right. And then she saves his father because he was in the truck that got basically smashed by a waterfall. So that was just a little weird. I don't know. That's how you introduce yourself to somebody. You're just like, what? I will say this, in this movie, the effects were like better than Justice League.
Yeah.
I liked a lot of the stuff, the effects in this.
I think that like them in the water and things like that. I think it worked out for them. Like I felt like it looked cool in ways. There's some scenes that could have been better within just the way that it was shot. But other than that, I did like it.
Like she's my favorite character that's mostly involved with effects.
Yeah.
Because I like that she's essentially just a water witch.
Yeah.
And like she could just, don't let there be water around. She'll kill you with something.
Yeah.
So
she was an okay character.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was honestly, I think she had more of a character than Aquaman did for the most part.
Well, he had a mostly one note character.
Yeah, he was the one dimensional kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
Supposed
yeah,
to, like, he's supposed to grow because this is his movie. But
yeah,
yeah, he started off really one note.
yep. So we go into more of pretty much she
I know.
was telling him that he was the king of the water, and like what he has to do, and he was the king, and he was like searching for him or something like that. I don't
Mm.
remember it 100%. Um, what else? This is where you actually see the his brother,
Yeah, yeah, they bring him back.
and he's kind of like So they
Who's that?
bring him back. So he's his brother. So he's his step brother pretty much, and he's the first kid of Nicole Kidman. That's the kid she had with the king.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But wouldn't he be the king? You're seeing he's the older brother, or is Aquaman the older brother?
I don't, I don't think they established that.
I don't
They say,
know. They didn't really say it, but I know usually like in Lion King, Mufasa was the older brother, so that's why he was king, and Scar
yes,
was just
he was
that.
evil.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just so that was just something I was just like thinking about
He
and
was
stuff
a
like that.
bad guy.
So wouldn't Aquaman be the older brother then if he was the one that was set to be king?
I am like again. I would assume so,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
So
But my was the brother king? I looked like he was king. He was
yeah,
sitting on the throne, or was he just like the prince until they did the royal ceremony?
yeah, kind of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
Okay.
they fight. This is the first time they meet each other and they end up
Well,
fighting.
I would say about the set piece, I really liked it though.
Yeah, it was cool.
Like that big white room with the dudes holding the chains on them. Like that's really elaborate. And the trident on the floor because he got the trident
Yeah,
from the beat up lighthouse.
yeah,
Um, so that was I don't know. I just really like that. And the gold, like everything really looked. That's what I mean about the effects and stuff. Because I mean, there was a lot of effects involved with that shot.
yeah,
But it just looked really good.
yeah.
Looked really good.
So then we go into the fight. She was kind of losing, and then she gets him out of the fight, and
Probably they have to do the test of strength,
yeah,
and he gets his butt kicked. When your spear breaks, you lose.
yeah.
So that's what happened.
So she got him out, and then they pretty much go after them, and then they're
This part of the movie is probably my favorite part of the movie, which was the chase scene
yeah,
with the underwater animals and stuff,
yeah,
or the underwater vehicles. I don't think theirs was an animal. It just like looked like a fish.
yeah,
But the reason I liked it wasn't so much just because of the visuals. It was because if you listen to it, it sounded like Tron,
yeah,
like the humming of everything, and then like the lights going by and whatnot when they streaked in the water. It was like, oh man, is this really a throwback to Tron? That's pretty cool.
yeah.
So I like that scene. It's pretty fun.
So we
And the
keep on.
shot. They
We
get
move
rammed
into
into at the end of the chase.
yeah.
And then what happens then? Like, don't they still get away?
Yeah, they get away, and then I think, fuck, I know William Defoe talks to him eventually, and
Mm-hmm.
then he meets them up somewhere, and he talks to them, and he tells them the trident he has to find, and that's when they go into their. It was it was before the fight.
Okay.
He
Okay.
talked to him and saying that this is the trident you need. This is the trident you need to rule the kingdom and whatnot. And then he sends him that. So when they escape, they go after that trident.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
So this is one thing I'll say with DC movies in general.
Okay.
They're long.
Yeah, this was a 2.5
Like
hours.
this movie, I feel like maybe a half hour they could have cut off.
Okay.
Even with the action scenes and stuff like that, there's like a lot of like, there was a lot of just like random scenes that were there, that was there for effect, and I think like they could have cut at least 30 minutes off this movie
Okay.
because
I
it
can
felt
yeah,
like after a while it felt long.
it felt
So
long. Yeah.
after that fight scene, I realized there was still an hour. There was still about 45 minutes into the movie, and I'm like, oh shit, this is still it's still going.
This is one
So
of those,
yeah.
huh?
So now you have Black Manta also chasing him, as well as the fish guards. I don't fucking know their names. This is
Oh,
where I
yeah.
said that he
Yeah,
was kind of like Boba Fett, and then they fucked him up. They fucked him up bad fast.
Oh, so this is the part where what did they say? What part of the world they're in? It looked like Italy
Yeah, it looked like in Europe.
or like
I don't remember.
specifically like a Roman town because of the rooftops and stuff. It reminded
Yeah.
me of Assassin's Creed. It really
Yes,
did.
it did.
So, and I say like I like see I like this scene. Like the if now that you mentioned that the director was Fast and Furious, like he's really good at the sideways chase
Yeah.
because I liked how the dude with the armor was breaking through the buildings and stuff and running through. Kind of like the Juggernaut. Like he had a more effective Juggernaut scene than the Juggernaut
Yeah.
when he was chasing Mera on the rooftops and she was flying like jumping around and shit. And then you had Aquaman and Black Manta having their fight on the side. Um, and it was just like they both wrapped up pretty nicely. They both were going on that simultaneously, and then they ended up crossing back together.
Yeah.
But aside from that cool part with the Juggernaut guy, one of my favorite parts was one of the funny moments was when he broke through, shot up through the roof, knocked her into the it looked like a wine store or something, an alcohol store,
Yeah.
and they had like a little scuffle, and she pulled the back of his helmet off,
Yeah.
and the water came out. And you see the dude like slowly fumble his way to the bathroom,
Yeah.
and he takes off the helmet, looks at the toilet, sees the water bubbling up, and he dips his head in the toilet, and then he just goes, ah. And you see his body relax. I was like, that's funny.
Yeah, that
That
was
was really
funny.
cool.
And
And
then
then
the cool scene with the wine that she made
that's
like
what I was saying. Yeah, that
yeah.
was my favorite scene of hers was when she basically did the weather witch thing, and I just felt like so much of this movie felt kind of like an adventure from an RPG,
Yeah.
and it's because of her.
Yeah.
It's really because of her and the way she used her powers and
It
stuff.
was like a very big summons and shit.
hmm
Yeah.
hmm
I agree.
And when
Um
she stabbed those dudes, it looked like blood magic from something else too. It looked really, I can't remember.
but
I think it's
yeah.
Guilty Gear. Damn it. It just looked really cool, but it also looked very familiar. And then they wrapped up the Black Manta fight when I would say Iron Man, when Aquaman picks up a historical ball and chain and throws it at him, and it wraps around his neck and takes him off a mountain.
Yep.
And he's and that's it.
Yep. That
It
was
was
that.
pretty brutal though. He
Yeah.
hit every rock on the way down.
Yep. And move
That's
on
the
from
end of
there.
him for the
They found
movie.
yeah, until the end credits.
hmm
So then you go in, they find the trident, he puts
Yes.
on the suit,
Yes. He
and then they
puts
go
on
back down.
and they're gonna have to handle business, and this is leading up to the final act, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
So the final act is you had like a one big showdown with the brother and him, and pretty much they find Nicole Kidman. They find her character and shit like that. So she pretty much they talked, and he was just trying to she was trying to tell him that that's your brother, you're both my sons, and things like that. And he was like, oh fuck, what you have to say? I'm the king and shit like that. So they all come down, they line up fighting. It was probably one of the better fight scenes of the DCU. Villain wise, it wasn't he was okay, I guess, but like the fight scenes were actually really good with this. Um, the hero wins.
well,
Surprise.
before that we had the really cool the big battle, the underwater,
Yes.
because that was kind of a big scene when he came out of the fucking molten whatever with the giant lobster thing.
Yes, that was actually pretty cool. It kind of like
Lobster.
yes, it kind of it was like a homage to the 80, the 60s cartoon.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he was that was a character that was always with him in the 60s cartoon. So that's what like when he came out with that, that was like supposed to be like a homage to that.
And then he says the king has arrived,
Yep.
and then like basically turns the tide of the battle because they have a big fight scene with the monster crab,
Yeah.
but uh Mera pops in the middle to tell him like we're having too many casualties, and then that's when he turns into full Aquaman, and he
Yep.
turns all the aquatic life against him,
Yeah.
and starts fucking him up. So
Yeah. It
that
was
was pretty
cool. And then the crab allowed him to do it because he was the first one to actually talk to him.
yes.
He's like, "Hey,
Okay.
you talk to me. Yeah, you're my friend now."
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Um.
And
Overall,
then that set up the last
yeah.
battle, and then they had their nice fight,
Yep.
shiny suit battle on top of the ship.
Yep.
It was all right. was all right. It
That's
wasn't
all right.
it wasn't the worst CG.
Yeah.
Again, this didn't have bad CG. Just
Yeah,
had a
they did
lot.
good with that. That was something that they did good with this movie.
Just had a
And then yeah, we end with him kind of being the king of Atlantis.
yes. I thought they were gonna kill Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna kill his character. I really did.
I'm like, no, leave William Dafoe alone. It ended with Aquaman like taking his throne, but he didn't really want the throne himself, so he wanted to have there's a little freedom and everything as well. So he comes back to Earth, like he comes back to the mainland, and like go back to his everything like, in that sense. You had an extra credit scene, which was pretty much they find this doctor finds Black Manta, which is the guy that he was the senator in the movie that pretty much was talking about the aquatic, the Atlantean lives and shit like
Oh,
that. He
okay.
finds him and helps him get healed and everything like that. So basically, it's like, oh, oh, yo, I wouldn't do that if I was you. He was like testing out the weapons and it like that. So he helped him get up. He sees the Aquaman. He throws a blade at it, and that's pretty much how it ends. He's coming back for
Okay.
revenge.
Gotcha.
Man, if he comes back for revenge and only lasts 2 seconds, that's fucked up.
I know. I know.
He just gets thrown to a wall and gets eaten like Boba Fett.
Oh, don't do him like that. I mean, do him like that because it'd be funny, but
Yeah.
don't.
Overall, I enjoyed the movie. The movie wasn't bad. Like, it was actually a good movie. It was a fun action movie. It had the scenes that made you laugh. It had scenes that it was like, oh wow, that was actually look really cool. So, this was one of the better DC movies.
I agree. I like. I wasn't. I didn't. I agree with you that it was a little bit too long,
Yeah,
but I wasn't really bored. It was. I was just more like, I'm ready for it to be over.
yeah,
You know. Um, and it. Again, credit to the director and whoever did some of the action scenes. Like some of them were kind of original,
yeah,
and also some of them threw back to certain things, and it was like, that's not bad. I like that because, like, again, I mentioned the way that guy was basically the juggernaut to the buildings. That was like, that's pretty. That's a thing. That's it's like Hulk, like juggernaut. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Big man running through walls. That's a thing. And they did it cool. So
Um,
I
Overall,
like.
were you rated
3.75.
3.75? I'll give it a 4.
Okay. Okay.
I thought it was fun enough to like keep my attention into the movie. Usually I zone out and start looking at my phone when I've been watching these movies. So this one I actually kept paying attention. It kept me involved in the movie. So I was fine with that. I didn't mind Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I thought he was fine. He more like Wolverine than Aquaman in
Yeah.
my like what I've seen. But other than that, I thought they played it. I thought it was a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, Shazam.
Shazam.
And this will be the last DCEU movie until Wonder Woman 1984.
Yes. Yes.
So Shazam. I'm actually looking forward to it. I did like Shazam a lot when I first saw it, so I'm
Okay.
actually excited
Cool.
for it. It's a different movie compared to the other movies. It's very lighthearted, very family friendly, very comedic and things like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing it again.
All right. Cool. That's awesome.
Anything else?
No. No. That's it.
We're gonna wrap this up.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better Elsewhere podcast. Make sure you follow us anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclone Inc. That's Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and SoundCloud, where you can hear this and the Wrestling Babble podcast. And we have a WordPress as well. Where you at, Mark?
You can follow me on all social medias: YouTube, Twitch TV, Instagram, Tumblr, and Twitter. All Mark with the Mic. You can follow also the SoundCloud of Mark with the Mic as well. All the podcasts are on there. Our Facebook group, the Red Cyclone page, and the Wrestling Babble page. We're very active on there. Definitely follow those. And last but not least, I just looked at it in my news feed, and I'm actually kind of excited and kind of want to watch it. The first ever Kamen Rider series got put on Tubi and Shout Factory TV.
Okay.
You want to know who's the star that was in the first Kamen Rider?
Cool.
Geki from Zoo
Wow.
Ranger.
The same, like,
Same guy.
as in, like, he's in the suit?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Jesus. Did they acknowledge it, or is this the
No,
same
it's
actor?
a different series. Yeah.
All right.
Like
That-
there's a lot of returning characters throughout the Super Sentai series. Like the guy that plays the Green Ranger, he showed up in a few seasons. May, she showed up in a few seasons. Um, yeah, but they're not the same characters. They play different characters.
Gotcha.
So yeah, check
Oh,
that
you know
out.
what? Shout outs to YouTube. Somebody who's been putting up episodes of Superhuman Samurai. I think it
Yes.
was maybe a few years ago, but they're just up there.
Yeah, I sent you the link of it. This shit's awesome.
Yeah, so if you want a throwback, go look at Superhuman
Yeah.
Samurai Cyber Squad.
Yeah, like the whole show's about him trying to get laid.
Yeah. Just hormones the show. It really was.
Yeah.
It was him trying to get a date and Malcolm trying to stop him from getting a date once
From
he
the
figured
same
out he
girl.
wanted. Yeah, from the same girl. Just being a cock blocker. See.
Cock blocker. Tim Curry was the voice of
And
the
then
main
Tim
bad guy.
Curry. But
It,
still needing to. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
it was really well thought out.
it was a fun show. I'm on like the 7th episode.
Like it's cheesy, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Probably put the link up so they can see it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Peace out, laters, and always remember, watch Jenkins. Make sure he washes
Wash your
his
hands before you try to take his sandwich.
Yes, and making sure he washes his hands.
Before he tries to take it back.